Rhino, is that you?
There, I think I got it. So, I have a computer problem.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Now what?
Well, I can't. How do I sound? Do I sound okay? Mic check. Check.
Yeah,
You some.
you sound good.
1 2 1 2. Check. 1 2. ABC. Bob's your dog. All
Yeah.
okay.
I mean,
Not
I
as
can hear you, but
dulcet
that
as
isn't.
Bruce.
Yeah,
What was
I mean, I
that?
can hear you, but that isn't saying much. So
What is... What was that?
Oh,
Yeah,
a shot from the mayor.
I know. Thanks.
Jeez.
On the very first podcast of 2024, this is what we're dealing with.
You're dealing with cheap shots at the host.
Yeah,
Wow.
cheap shots at the host. Yeah, that's the new show we're going to do. Cheap shots at the host.
Who's got the best cheap?
It's got a ring to it, doesn't it?
It does, actually. It's almost up there with "Come for the bacon, stay for the trains."
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate right there.
Yeah, it is the ultimate. So, anyways, while we're getting all set up and ready to go, Brad was struggling with his microphone, and I couldn't get my camera to come on. So I restarted my computer a couple of times,
Yeah.
and I still couldn't figure out why I couldn't get my camera to come on
Right.
until I realized the computer was closed and the laptop was closed, and there was no way the camera was going to come on.
well, that was better than my theory. My theory was you heard all the tech support going on, and went, "Oh no, screw this," and just left.
Yeah, no. Restarted the computer twice. I'm like, why can't my... Oh, yeah, it's right. The computer's closed. That's why I can't see it. I can see my big screen. That's my auxiliary screen, but... Anyways, that's the way we're starting off the new year. It's the 2024. This is Monday, January the 1st of 2024, and it's our first show of the new year. And it's the first show of the 10-year anniversary year.
Excellent.
Wow,
Party on, Garth.
Wow.
brilliant.
Brilliant.
Happy
That
New
is
Year and
amazing.
happy
Wow.
anniversary.
Yeah, well, it's not I think our anniversary is August the 9th. I'll have to look.
It is in August sometime.
It is. I think it's August the 9th, but I can't be 100% sure. I'd have to look it up. And that
Now,
involves...
before all the fans start asking, will there be a special 10th anniversary T-shirt?
No.
Ooh.
There's enough.
Well, we cut that off.
Right.
Right at
There's enough T-shirts out there causing problem without another one.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, with all the troubles we had getting the Iron City T-shirt thing figured out.
Hey, Brad, your microphone's going in and out.
I know. I don't know how to stop it.
Well,
Don't know how to stop it.
We'll figure it out.
Try
Before...
it.
It's completely out of control.
Yeah, like figure it out, man. Come on. Like, what's going on here?
It was a Windows update.
It's a Windows update? Yeah.
Ever since Windows updated, it's been doing that stupid thing.
Let's see here. I'm going to see if I can figure out when the date is. No. Why is it? Well, that's a stupid setup. That is. There's no way.
Yes, folks, you're hearing it here. Podcast isn't all fun and glory. It's some
yeah, like I'm at the page where you can see all the free podcasts listed, and there's 61 pages of it.
Oh wow!
And
Jeez,
it says here that it was started August the 1st. I thought it started August the 12th. Well, that'd be pretty cool if it actually started on August the 1st, wouldn't it?
that's awesome.
Better believe it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's awesome. So that's when and we even did 4 episodes in that first month. 4 different, and we did 2 different episodes with Tom Barbalet, and one of them was called King of the Hill. And then we did 2 viewer mails because we actually started getting viewer mail right away. Yeah. And that's what we did in the month of August in 2014. So I'm going to double check that, but maybe, excuse me.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Yeah,
That's
I see
quality
August
podcasting.
1st and August 12th and then August 17th
Are you looking too?
and August 23rd. I'm looking on Libsyn, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we started it right on August 1st. I can't believe I'm that friggin' organized.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's something, eh? All right. Well,
Did
anyways,
you,
what was that?
did you start the Patreon right away, or did that come later?
No, Brad, I didn't
was
start
before.
the Patreon. That was afterwards. That was
Okay. Thank you.
That was about 3 years later, or two and a half years later, and that's all George. What's the fella in Oklahoma? George.
Bogaduck? No.
No. He's a regular.
Sotos?
Yeah, he's a regular. He comes on Wednesday nights quite a bit.
Oh, him.
Yeah, him, George.
Yeah. That guy. Yeah, George.
Yeah.
George.
Yeah, George. Yeah. Anyways, we got talking one
George
night.
Sinos?
Yes. We got talking one night, and I said, I feel like, after I'd been doing it for 2.5, 3 years, I said just out loud, I kind of said, man, I wish there was a way. I'm thinking of putting on YouTube, or I wish there was a way that, the Tuesday shows, because they were starting to take on a life of their own, could be behind a paywall or something. And then he suggested Patreon, because that guy had literally started his Patreon page about 6 months before I came up with that idea. So I checked out Patreon, and I guess it was around the third year that February. It seems like it was in February, and away we went. And people started complaining. A lot of people started complaining. And I said, and so basically what I learned from that episode was they were mad at me because I wasn't going to give them something for free.
That's right.
Okay.
How dare you take free stuff away?
Yeah.
No, I'm not taking free stuff away. You're just having to pay for this one. It was never going to be free.
Yeah, that's it. That's the history of the show right there. Okay, well, I guess that's it. 7 minutes.
Well, that's been an exciting podcast. We'll do our email address now.
Yeah, exactly. I have a question for everybody. Christmas Day is...
Just one thing. After last night's New Year's Eve festive, can you tone it down a bit? It's a little loud.
Yeah, Brad dancing around with that lampshade on his head was a bit much, wasn't it?
No, that was surprised. The video when that goes up, that will just go viral, man.
Yeah, he almost lost his invite to Springfield.
Almost. But there were serious discussions in the corner, and it was determined that what other harm could he do?
Yeah, exactly.
You better not let that video go public, or you'll have complaints like you wouldn't believe.
I'll have what?
You'll have complaints like you wouldn't believe, more than when you started Patreon.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah. So last week was Christmas Day, and we did a little Christmas Day show, and we did but one Rapido Trains commercial.
Yes.
And I thought today, New Year's Day is a little bit more. It's not as much as sacred as Christmas Day. So I don't see.
Right.
I don't have a problem with talking about Rapido Trains.
Your fast track to model railroading fun.
Rapido Trains, your fast track to model railroading fun.
So we'll do that a couple of times. So anyways, basically, I thought it would be fun to gather some of the gang together. All those from across the world, some of them from across the pond. And did they ever say that, Peter? Do they ever say that in Britain? Or do British people just get fed up with that?
No, we say that. It's quite a common saying.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, when speaking to Americans, we say we're across the pond.
Because that's where I learned it from. I learned it from my English mum. She said, "Oh yes, I'd love you to go across the pond next year." And I'm like, okay. So
Was it your mother that bailed out of the window of the factory when it got bombed?
Yes, my mother was in the RAF, the Royal Air Force, and she was, one of her jobs was building dirigibles. And then that airport, started getting bombed by it. But the best part of that story was, or it might have been another day, there was too many stories. I remember when I was about 14, she started telling me stories, and I'm thinking, yeah, this isn't possible. This little old lady was doing all this stuff. And the one story I remember is distinctly, she started telling me about how her and her girlfriend were running towards the bomb shelter. And she says, the guy, the plane that was following us, when the bullets were going up, I guess because he was so close, the bullets were hitting the dirt on both sides of us. So we just kept running in a straight line. And we looked back and I could see him. And I kept thinking to myself, why doesn't he just turn the guns? Because his bullets just kept hitting the ground on both sides of us. And I'm like,
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Wait a minute. Tell that story. Wind that back just a little bit.
You were getting shot up by a Luftwaffe plane and you're wondering why he didn't turn.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's missing.
Yeah, that's right. Like she's, it's the craziest thing. Me and Martha, we were running towards the bomb shelter, and this guy kept missing us. And I thought, what a bad shot.
Oh, no.
Aye.
Yeah. So, anyways, I thought for New Year's Day we'd gather together some of the members of the old AML and World AML Nation and find out what everybody's plans are for the new year. So we have his worship, the Mayor of Hornpain, George Taylor.
Hello. Yes.
He didn't sound too excited.
Oh, George sounds really excited about being here.
Boy, doesn't he though, eh?
Oh, what?
Hello.
Sleeping, leave me alone.
Hello.
We have
I'm good.
we have our very own table master.
Hello.
Hello, move your microphone a bit closer, or stop touching.
Hello.
I was gonna say Scott's trying to show me up, but he's like 5 miles away.
Yeah,
I'm. Can you hear me?
You've
I'm
turned-
out here.
you've turned the dials. You bumped the dials.
Hello.
There you go.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I know exactly. It's
10 years ago, what were you thinking?
Yeah, and we've only been doing it for 10 years. Like we had.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. This is Scott. He's our friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes.
He
trains.
likes trains too.
You've done something to your microphone because it's quieter than it
Oh
used.
my God! I've been hanging around Brad too long.
Yeah, there you go.
Or did you have a way over the side so we can't hear you?
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Are you sure it's not too far away? And
I
then
don't know. Is mine far away now?
yeah, I can't hear you because mine's far away.
Oh, no.
Then we have Peter Borchers all the way from across the pond.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, and the new president of the British region.
Yep. Look at me.
And
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Boy,
congratulations.
he sounds thrilled about that,
Yeah,
doesn't he?
he? Yeah.
Yeah, me.
Apparently, everybody was out partying last night.
Wow.
And then we have Brad Williamson, Brad the
Hello, everybody.
fog. Brad is struggling with his microphone. Aren't you, Brad?
It's like a wrestling match. Every time I'm on here, I have to grab that slider bar and put it back up to 90 when it adjusts down.
Okay. And then we have
I'm winning right now, though.
Attaboy. And then we have
Look who just showed up.
yeah,
That
Lauren.
looks like Lauren.
Yeah, Lauren just showed up. And then we have Bruce Wilson, the one and only mail boy who's been here pretty much since the beginning. As far as
Yes.
I'm concerned, you've been here since the beginning.
I think my first big hit was "It's Another Lincoln Homer." That was great.
That's right.
That's your biggest hit. We'll have to find out. Well, it would be interesting to know what day that actually began.
That was like episode 13, I think,
Was it?
because it was going horribly bad, and then it seemed to get better at the end. And I came up with it's going back. It's out in center field. It's another Lincoln Homer, and that just
It stuck.
yeah,
Because
it's stuck.
we used to do updates from the Clinton, Massachusetts. They have a baseball team. We used to do
Yes.
updates from their baseball team.
We did.
All
Correct me
right.
if I'm wrong, Bruce, I think the first time I ever heard you say that was after somebody nailed the outro.
Oh, it may have been, but it was one I was on, and it was really kind of, shall we say, not our best performance at the time, and somewhere near the end, it got good, and I came up with that, and it just cracked everybody up, and
there you go.
away we went.
Finish
But
strong.
I think it was episode 13.
All right. Yeah, I wouldn't argue with Bruce on those, George.
No, I'm trying to remember too because it's been so long.
It sounds like you're arguing with him.
I'm not.
No, I remember it was then.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, whatever.
That's what arguing sounds like. That's what arguing sounds
Yeah,
like.
George, you go back through the archives, go to Libsyn, go back to the archives, listen to like number 13 near the end and see if that was it.
For as long as I've been alive, arguing sounds like the guy that invented the thing says, I think I did it on such and such. And then some young guy wet behind the ears goes, no, you did it on this particular. And all the old guys are like raising their eyebrows looking at each other.
Yes.
And then we've just been joined by our buddy Lorne the Skew James.
Afternoon, boys.
Afternoon.
All right, Lauren, what are you
Hello, Lauren.
snacking on? And did you bring enough for everybody?
I don't have any snacks. They're already consumed.
And today, another falsehood.
Yeah.
He may be right. He doesn't have any now, but he was munching when he just came on.
I was.
And what were you munching on?
Trail mix.
Oh,
There you go.
Homemade trail mix.
Yeah.
One of our girls.
And what do you
shop
throw in there? You
gave
got
us,
your peanuts, your raisin, your chocolate chips. What else?
Cheerios, the
Yeah.
Tex-Mex one, little grain wheat ones, some Doritos, peanuts, and then dried pumpkin seed.
Oh,
Wow, that sounds like a heck of a trail mix.
None for you, little Brad.
Dang.
I know.
Just
now,
right out the gate, just,
Lauren.
nope.
Lauren, you're gonna have to bring some of that to Springfield.
Sure, I'll put it. Sure. Pass the bag around.
Absolutely.
What's wrong with
bring her to
that?
the
What's
pizza
so funny
party
about that?
Saturday night, we'll have some Lauren.
No, I actually have. We actually have a really big bag upstairs, so I will hoard that for the gang. Can I eat some of that while we're watching tables try to use the chair game? Because I think that's like class 1 entertainment right there.
Yeah. We're gonna. That's gonna be. That has to be. I was thinking the other day. I think that has to be like the ceremonial opening of the show for us.
The breaking of the chair.
Yeah. No, the hammering of the nail with the chair. I think has to be a ceremonial thing.
And now we all watch with excitement as the table master takes the
Folding chair.
honorary chair to smash the nail into the wall.
Yeah.
Deposit non-refundable. That's right.
He's gonna be in a bit of a. We gotta have to wait for the appropriate moment. He's gonna be in a bit of a state. We have another sign to hang up. A second sign. We have a
What?
sponsored by Rapido sign to hang up, and our City Classics sign to hang up. And I should actually probably
There you
make one a Modeler's Life sign, shouldn't I?
There you go.
We
Give
could
him
have
three. Now, when you say Rapidos, do you mean Rapido trains? Your fast track to model railroading fun?
I do. I just said Rapido though, didn't I?
No, that's why I was just clarifying that when you said Rapido, you meant Rapido trains. Your fast track to model railroading fun.
I did, but that's not commercial entry because you're doing it all by yourself.
Yeah.
See, it usually goes. I say Rapido trains.
Your fast track to model railroading fun.
If it's N, if it's H-O, the fast track is Rapido.
These podcasts always sound so bad when we're recording them, and yet when I play them, I'm like, oh, that wasn't half bad at all.
Yet through the miracle of post-production, they turn into a masterpiece. That's because you're using AI to replace all our stuff, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, you guys are all on AI.
The truth is out now, yeah.
I figure another year of this, and then I should be able to do the show all by myself.
You can never outsource me, Lino.
Why not?
AI couldn't match me.
You're still eating.
That's a fact.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. That is a fact.
I'm here for an argument. No, you're not.
You can't auto me while my camera's turned off.
We can hear you. We can hear you munching away. You just did it again. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around the room here and find out what everybody has planned for 2024. Let's see. George, you drew the short straw. You got to go first. Or are you still working?
I got to go first.
Are you still working in the office down there at the Canadian National Railroad?
For now, yeah, for another week.
Okay.
And then I'm back to my road switcher until at least April.
Until another. So you're moving right into management. I knew you would. You should just listen to everything I say and then go. You won't have to try to guess what curves life is gonna throw you.
Nah.
Yeah. would have saved you a lot of nasty trips to Hornpain.
Yeah, that's true.
Sounds like the beginnings of another argument.
No, it doesn't. It would have just saved him a lot of anguish when he was trying to talk his wife into going to Hornpain. Because I can imagine that never went well at all. He thought it was going well when she wouldn't say anything, but that was the beginning of the end right there.
Well, it never ended up coming to pass. So
exactly, because I told you it wouldn't, and it never did. So you should have just listened to
Lionel.
me. What's that? Drop it.
The prophet Lionel.
Oh yeah, the prophet Lionel. Yeah. All right. So what are your plans for? What are you looking for 2024?
A couple things, I guess. Well, I guess hobby wise, definitely going to be working on developing my home road more, taking it beyond just sort of a concept and turning it into reality, which is I've started doing, but I'm hoping next year I'll be able to really get it going in earnest. Got the first few of my modules going. I'd like to build a couple more. I've got kind of plans to do some bigger things and start getting a permanent layout sort of set up at home. What else? The Cadillac will be being replaced this year. So I'm going to be vehicle shopping come the spring. Well, car prices are going right down. So
okay,
I'm
well,
looking
it's a good time
to
do. Yeah. What do you got your eye on?
As much as I hate to say it, I always thought I'd be able to just stick to cars because we bought my wife a new Nissan this year.
That was a smart.
We got her
smart.
Yeah, well, we got her a Kicks.
Okay, that was a smart move.
And it's fantastic. We love it. But the problem is now that I've got these modules and I'm hauling them back and forth to Ottawa for the operating sessions, the car is not going to cut the mustard anymore.
Right.
And I don't want to have to keep relying on Josh to drive because he's got a bigger Nissan and we've been using that. But I mean, it's not, I don't want to have to ask him to take it every month so we can go. So I'm going to have to look at get something bigger.
By Josh, you mean Josh Anderchuk, who works for Rapido Trains.
You're a fast track to model railroading fun.
If it's N, if it's HO, the fast track is Rapido.
So, okay. So what kind of Nissan does he have? Like he has like an SUV one or something?
Yeah, he's got a Qashqai, which is a bit bigger than my wife's Kicks.
Yeah, that is a little bit bigger. Well, you got to go bigger than that. What do you got your eye on?
Kind of hard to say, really. I've kind of been looking at maybe getting a Durango.
Dodge. That's a fine
because
product.
We get the steepest discounts through Chrysler.
Okay.
Through work, so I stand to gain the most for spending the least amount of money.
Well, give it worth it.
Which is always important.
Yeah, it would be worth a try. I drove a Durango once. They're okay.
We do actually get discounts through Nissan too. That's why we got my wife the Kicks. I mean, I've been looking at I've looked at a few things. I don't want to go too big, but maybe something like a Rogue would be good too. They're mid-size. So I don't know. I got some options, but I just don't think a car is gonna cut it anymore.
Yeah, and very few people drive cars anymore.
That's true.
Especially if you want to move modules. Get yourself a Pathfinder. Enjoy the ride.
Yeah, that's another one I was looking at. Maybe as a Pathfinder.
Yeah, you'd look good in a Pathfinder. Just don't get silver.
No, I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan of silver.
There you go.
Yeah.
The cars come in other colored than silver.
Well, actually, it's kind of funny. What? Sorry, Bruce. I didn't mean to cut you off. What'd you say? I
said, do cars come in any other color but silver these days?
Six different shades of silver.
Well, there you go.
I was gonna say, Lionel, what you have the Lexus, right? You've
I
got what?
do.
Was it the RX 350 or something?
Yes.
One of my buddies at work just got one, and he adores that. So
They'll go forever. Those.
You won't. Yeah. How many modules could you put in the back of yours, Lionel?
Well, I guess. Let me think. I don't think it's 4 feet wide, but it's plenty wide. I mean, if you stack them properly, you could easily get 4 modules in the back or 5 modules in the back. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be that hard.
Well,
hard to get them in.
That's the way they're boxed, right? So I mean, they're 4 feet long, but they're only 2 feet wide for the most part, and they get boxed together in sets of 2. So really, you've got something that's like 4 feet long, maybe 2 feet high, and I think put together it's like maybe 1.5 feet wide, something like that. So I mean, you could probably squeeze a few in.
Yeah.
Put together, it's only 1.5 feet wide.
It might be a little bit more, but yeah. But the thing is, they're stacked on top of each other.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounds
they have plates.
Yeah, in that case, you could.
They have plates on the ends that you bolt together.
In that case, you probably get 7 or 8 in there. I can tell you, I got 2 full sets of tires in the back of my Lexus once. So
really,
yeah. So I mean,
was that with the seats folded down?
Yeah, the seats. Yeah. I always have the seats folded down. And
oh, do you?
The salesman was because it's usually just me driving it, and it's then it's handier that way, so I don't have to put the seats up, and I got the
get the dog back there, and
yeah, I have the executive model.
Did you ever take it through the car wash with the sunroof open?
Almost. I did that almost once.
Okay.
Yeah, I almost did that once. I
just about did something stupid with my CN truck the other day.
What'd you do? Did you get a CN truck being a train master?
Yeah.
Like one you can drive home, or you got to leave at the yard?
No, I'd take it home.
Really?
Because he's on call, right?
Yeah, we're on call overnight, so.
Okay.
So it's a high rail, is it? Or
no, it's just a Ford Explorer.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but the way the schedule works is that you're actively working during the day. Like I'm working right now. I'm just working from home, because today is quiet because we're coming out of the Christmas, slow shutdown, right? But, tonight, like there's no night shift. I'm on call at night and I'm working during the day. So you really hope nothing goes on at night and that would keep you up, because covering the next day is going to be a problem.
So you're a train master? Is that what you're doing?
Correct.
And how can you be on call? Like, don't you need to be mastering trains as they're moving along, or?
Not particularly. Not unless something goes wrong.
Oh,
they sort of just go along by themselves.
So what do you do? Nothing?
Not really much today.
That's as I recollect my days at CN. That sounds about right. All right. So okay, and so you're going to get yourself a new car. You're going to get going on your layout. Do you think your new layout, if your permanent layout, will be built in some sort of module form, so that if you guys ever decide to move, you can take it with you?
Yeah, 100%. The club in Ottawa is adopting. We're going to be phasing out our own standard slowly and adopting Fremo.
Okay.
We're just going to keep the adjustable legs, because we run the layout at a 45 inch height as opposed to 50, which is Fremo standard. Because we, unlike most Fremo layouts that at least I'm aware of, and anybody from the nation is feel free to correct me, but most Fremo layouts I'm aware of don't have much in the way of switching operations. We do. That's our bread and butter. So if you're constantly over the layout with a uncoupling stick and you're moving cars around and everything else, having a layout at 50 inches off the ground means that for some people who are not very tall, you're almost reaching across as opposed to reaching down onto, and that makes that very difficult.
Okay.
So we're maintaining the 45-inch height, but we're making adjustable legs so we can start associating with other Fremo clubs.
That sounds cool. It sounds very cool, actually.
Well, there'll be lots more on that in the new year, so we can talk about it more on a future podcast for sure.
All right, we'll talk about that on a future podcast. All right, let's move on to the table master here. Did we cover pretty much everything you got planned? George?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Let's move on to the Table Master. What's your New Year's resolution? What's your New Year's resolution there, Table Master?
Let's see. I'm going to work on my layout more, like finish a bunch of scenes that I haven't completed yet. And I'm going to start operations, and I'm going to write an article. And let's see what else. That's pretty much it. That's a big list. So yeah, I'm going to try to get operations going on the layout. And I got like 3 scenes I want to finish. What's that called over there on that side? It's a where they bring in bulk dry stuff. Well, that transload area.
Oh, okay. Is there a transloader in the Greenville and Northern?
Yep. Well, it's actually on the CSX, but it's on my layout because I'm actually modeling that part of River Junction where my railroad connects. So, yeah.
You know, I was thinking the other day after we had our conversation about operations on your layout, and we were talking about getting you going with car cards and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
And Bruce sent you the master for the same car cards we used here.
Right.
I had a spot on my layout where I simply had like a couple of, you were talking you have no staging. And I had a spot on my layout where I simply had a couple of tracks that kind of just curved off into the abyss, into nothing. And that's where we dropped a lot of cars. Like you don't need staging per se like other layouts. You could just have a couple of tracks that, you know,
Well, I already have that. I have one that goes off to the southern yard and one that goes off to the CSX yard. They just kind of run off the layout.
And how many cars can you get on each track?
One probably 4 and the other maybe 6. And where it does actually connect with the CSX, it's got a whole yard where I could probably put maybe 20 cars on it.
Oh, yeah? What part of the layout is that at?
That's on the big section there where the little mill village is at. It's hard to explain. It's the newest section of the layout.
You can explain it to me. I come down the stairs.
Right. And take a right.
And I take a right. Okay. To that, I go around to the right-hand side, around the back.
Right.
That's one thing that people should realize about your layout is a lot of it is you can walk around the whole layout. Like there's one section, it's kind of like an L, really. I mean, it's just a big fat bloated L, and one side of one part of the L is connected to the wall, right?
Yep.
But the other part of the L isn't connected to the wall. There's like a 2 foot aisleway between the layout and the wall.
Yep, all the way around except that 38-foot wall.
Yeah.
It's connected to that. The longest wall is up against. It's not connected to it, but it's up against that wall. And then where it comes back out, you can be on both sides of the layout.
Right. So if you've got places to put cars, like sounds like you got places to put 20 cars easily.
Yeah. I've even thought about using a shelving system like at the end of the southern spur where I just take them off and then put them on a shelf or a drawer underneath the layout.
Right. Well, I think David,
I don't know how efficient that is or how that works, but it's a place to get rid of cars.
Well, another place to get rid of cars would be my house.
Yeah, that would be a good place.
But could I ask Scott a quick question about something he said?
No, not until you fix your microphone.
How about, is it good now?
It is good, but is it fixed? Like it'll work perfectly for the rest of the time?
I can't guarantee that.
Yeah,
sorry.
so then no, you can't ask him a question. Sorry. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Unless we make it
so close, bro.
Yeah, he was so close. Unless we make an exception. Everybody, right? Yay! If we're looking to let a man ask a question. Yay!
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Thanks, guys.
Nah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brad.
What
Scott,
friends are for?
Scott, yeah, you mentioned you're going to pour water. Do you know what product you're going to use for that water pour yet? Have you looked into that?
Oh, Envirotech.
Yeah, I used on the 2 water pours that I did already. They were shallow, They're just little creeks, like up in the mountains of Pennsylvania. So I use the realistic water for that from Woodland Scenics. But
It works
when I get
good
down,
as well. I've used that.
yeah, when I get down closer to the Williamsport part of the layout, though, I'm going to need a deeper pour. So I think I'm going to go with Envirotex for that too. That realistic water works best if it's shallow. Thank you.
Yeah, well, everything's shallow when you pour it. Mine's only like a 1/8 of an inch thick, maybe a little thicker, and it's a big river. But
I think I poured mine about more than an 1/8. I was probably closer to just over 1/4 of an inch thick on mine. And the best thing I did,
I guess you can, yeah.
The best thing I did is I poured one that I had colorized. I poured some, Floquil. I guess it's lead-based paint. Floquil is, or what do they call it? What do you call it? Floquil? It's called
Floquil's
lacquer
based. Yeah.
Yeah. So I poured
solvent based.
Yeah, I poured dark green, Pullman green in. I mixed it in, and it was Pullman green, or it was greenish. And I poured like half the water with that, and then I poured the next layer clear. Man, did that ever look good? Made the river look like really, really deep.
And I'm doing a similar thing with mine, but mine's more of a muddy, slow running river. So I did it with a little tint of brown.
Okay.
And now I'm coming over that with some clear. I've only done like a 3-foot section practicing, but that's the technique I'm thinking of using, like what you said.
And I think the thing
I used.
Go ahead, Brad.
Sorry, I used green. It was called moss green from Woodland Scenics for like the middle where it's a little bit deeper, and then kind of faded that to a brown color on the edges, and I was really pleased with how that turned out too.
We are artistes, is what we are.
Yep.
Now we should tell everybody. That Scott has 3 sections he wants to finish up on his layout. To the rest of the world, the layout already looks finished. So we have no idea what you're talking about when you say you want to finish up sections, because to us it already looks completely finished. So we can only imagine.
It'll be. You'll like it.
Did you have too much
eggnog?
Yeah, like you sound like you're.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, I had way too much.
Are you okay, Scooter?
I actually am okay tonight for some reason. Yeah.
And I knew I shouldn't have had this meeting at 8:00 in the morning on New Year's Day. But I want to watch the Rose Bowl.
Make a note for next year.
Well, yeah, but will New Year's Day fall on a Monday?
We don't know. Probably a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Maybe a Wednesday because we got a leap year.
Is this a leap year coming up?
2024 is a leap year.
Yeah, well, what your job is then, don't you, Bruce?
Get the right date for your T-shirt.
That's right, because I run around in a panic in May going, Bruce, what's the number for the T-shirt this year? I'm always worried about a leap year. And this year I got the smart ass remark. I said, we'll just add 365 to the number from last year. Okay. Let's go across the pond now and find. But I'm a little concerned, Scooter. We might have to come back. I'm a little concerned that you have all these plans, but nowhere in there did you mention finishing Dave Abley's structure kits.
Well, I'm working on it.
From the other side of the room?
Yes, I am. I dropped a piece on the floor. I'm sorry. Yeah, I am. I'm working on all that. That's being done in between, like in the crack, kind of say.
And what about finishing Brad's station? Are you just going to chuck that aside?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done with that. I had him this past week, run up there to do all this measuring. I'm like, wow, that was so fun. Now I'm quitting. I was just going to see how much he would do before I quit.
Yeah, there you go.
I had fun doing that. No, I'm working on Brad's as well.
Yeah, and then
you could have kept that going because I'd have gone back again if you'd asked me to.
And then
I bet you would. And I got Tom's to do as well. I'm looking forward to that one as well.
And you had the one for David Hyde. You volunteered to do one for David Hyde, the Mars.
Yeah, and then the one we're doing for Springfield, whoever wins that one.
Oh yeah, right. Well, we only
if we
talked
still
about.
do that.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, we only talked about that. We should
Right.
we should pick a nondescript, like a freight house or something. Like
Yeah.
Just a little speeder shed or tool shed. That's all you need. Something small and simple.
That seems kind of lame.
No,
Maybe I tell you what would be cool is Sears and Roebuck house,
there you go.
Okay.
something like that. That would be fun to build.
All right.
One of those little kit houses they made, kind of resemble one of those, but add your little touch to it.
All right. It's a Sears and Roebuck house. We'll have to get a picture of a Sears and Roebuck house.
Yeah. And the only reason I said that, my daughter told me as I was on my way to the Apple store, she said, "Dad, we saw where the old Sears used to be." And she said, "Dad, they used to make houses like your train houses, your kits, but full size, and you could order them and buy them and put them on your lot." And I went, "Yep."
And what year did they stop doing that, I wonder?
I don't know. And I was like, "Where did you hear that at?" And she said, "I saw it on FaceTime." Once somewhere she was online and saw it. And I was like, wow, that's amazing that she even knew that,
Well, your daughters are pretty smart kids. Take after their mom.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Wonder what that was very popular, wasn't it, in the 40s and 50s, those Sears Roebuck houses?
Yeah, 30s,
Yeah.
40s, 50s, yes.
Yeah, like
Order it, they drop it off at the nearest railroad siding, get delivered to your lot, and away you went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of those houses.
You
out
could
there.
build it or have someone else do it. It's pretty cool. It was the first kit form house, actually.
All right, that's what it is, and we'll get somebody will win a custom built Sears and Roebuck house.
Yep.
My
That'd be
my
cool.
my grandparents lived in one of those.
Oh, did they?
My granddad was worked for the New York Central Railroad, and they had some kind of agreement or something with Sears where they would, they would ship those building kits into the yard out at Avis, which is like 3 miles from Jersey Shore, and that's where he worked. So they had one of those shipped in, and they trucked it into his lot in town, and he actually built it himself, and they lived in it till they both passed away. So
yeah, from
That is so
1908
cool.
till 1940.
And are they still there? Is it still there, Brad?
yeah, the house is still there. My cousin's
still
daughter
around.
owns it now. But yeah, the house is still there. In fact, that section of town where they live, a lot of the railroad employees built homes there because it was basically, there was nothing there till the railroad shops moved in. And then all these workers got these prefab kits and stuff. So a lot of the houses look similar, but it's like Scott was saying, you can add your own personal touch to it. So, there are minor differences, but most of them for like probably 6 or 7 blocks in that area, Jersey Shore, are former railroaders' homes.
And what was the
Just
what?
like from 1908 till 1940, they sold over 70,000 house kits
Wow,
with 370 different plans.
Jesus,
Is that not cool?
that is
Wow.
very cool.
I love
And
it.
they were an exorbitant price of $1,075
Yeah.
for one of them.
$1,075.
Yes.
They must have been
unbelievable.
They mustn't have been that hard to put together, because or else they wouldn't have sold 70,000 of them. What an interesting thing to sell, a house in a kit form.
Yeah.
Probably a real money maker too. Hey, Brad, you should go take a picture.
What the hell is that?
He was
What the
that
hell's
now.
what?
Was that you, George? George.
I don't think it was me.
What,
And I think it's because here
Yeah, it's George.
there's a tornado coming through George's house.
was that? What's going on?
Is
with
there?
this? It's got to be Brad.
I don't.
Your
You-
furnace or heater come on?
Oh, can you guys? Can you hear it right now?
Well, we
No,
could
not
for a
right now.
minute. For a minute, we could.
Oh, sorry. You know what it was? It was the I'm breaking in an engine on the rollers in front of me, and I guess it came over the microphone. My apologies, gentlemen. It was a little GB39-2 just beating its heart out on these rollers in front of me.
Bruce,
Mach 6.
I think we can answer a question we've asked on the air many, many times. I wonder what this show will be like in 10 years Well, it's been 10 years,
Yeah.
and it's not getting any better.
Can I just point out something?
Sure.
It seems like everybody's multitasking. The only thing I'm multitasking is having myself an innocent gun beer, and I'm paying rapt attention to this.
And I appreciate that because that's what I'm doing. I'm just paying attention.
I'm paying attention and wrestling with the sound level slider bar.
Yeah.
I'm paying close attention.
You're never paying close attention.
I am. Thank you.
All right, Peter. Let's go across the pond. Peter, before we find out what your plans are, I have a suggestion for you as the new president of the British region, and I think you're the guy to push it forward. Let's reduce the price of the memberships across the board by 50%.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, I'm happy doing that over here.
Okay.
I'll have a word with Gordy about whatever happens for national, but yeah, sure, why not?
Well, he's over there too.
Yeah.
He's in the.
I'll put it to the board and see what they say.
Yeah. And you got to really push it. You got to sell it. Don't just kind of.
I got to sell it. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to sell it. Come up with a reason. Oh, we'll get more members. There you go.
Okay. Okay. I'll do my best.
All right. Is it so? It's like it's 2 a.m. here. Like we recorded this show at 2 a.m. because we wanted to be right at the beginning of the new year. So which makes it about 7 a.m. over there. What's the new
Which
year?
is perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Just before I wake up, it's perfect time.
Yeah, there you go. What do you got? Tell us about your layout and what you've got planned for the new year.
Well, considering I haven't done anything on the layout for the last 6 months, well, not much anyway, because it's been a busy summer and everything. I've been given a deadline because I've gone and volunteered to put my layout on the layout tour for our convention, for the NMRA convention, the British Region convention in this year. And I'm helping organize the convention. It's happening in my local village. So
really, the
I've
convention,
my layouts, yeah.
What's the local village?
So Cookham Dean. Well, Cookham. It'll be Cookham. It's the village, the closest village to where I am, the main village anyway. And well, I live in Cookham Dean, which is we've got a church and 2 pubs. I mean, that's our village.
And they're having they're having the convention there.
No, the next one down, Cookham, which is the main. That's the big village. That's the one with all the shops and the railway station and all that.
Oh, okay.
That's happening down at that one. That's at the Chartered Institute of Marketing. They've got their headquarters down there, so we're holding it at their convention center. I say convention center; it's a building, so it's not like convention centers in the States. It's literally like one of the rooms is probably the size of, I don't know, the restrooms in one of your convention centers. Tiny. Everything's on a small scale over here.
So it says here,
but yeah,
it says here Cookham Dean Maidenhead. What is that?
Well, Maidenhead's the big town next to us.
Oh.
So there's the main town. So all our postal addresses are technically Maidenhead, even though we live in Cookham Dean. It's, as far as the post office is concerned, we're Cookham Dean Maidenhead, which is quite annoying because I'd rather be just Cookham Dean. We don't talk to those Maidenhead people. So we're too posh on our side.
Too posh on.
But yeah, that's just that's the postal town. Yeah.
Okay. It's very hard. It's very annoying sending you stuff because it's like such a long.
Yeah, sorry about that. It still gets here though.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it gets it. Yeah, it gets there. There's a Crown Plaza not that far away.
Yeah, that's just up the road. Yeah, but they were too expensive.
So are they?
We could have used them. Too expensive. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm helping organize. I organized the venue. I've got a few clients that use it, so I managed to get in touch with the guys who run it, and then so I volunteered to put my layout on the layout tour, which means I've got 10 months to actually get it operational enough to actually have switching operations, so people can see things running and have at least a switching district up and running. It might not be totally scenic, but at least it'll be enough to get trains running from the staging yard up through the main yard and then over to the switching district. So it gives me a deadline to work to, which is always good.
Yeah,
gives you motivation to get things done. So
keeps you moving. How far is it from your house to Maidenhead?
About 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 minutes to Maidenhead, and then about 10 minutes to the venue for the
How many miles
convention.
would that be?
I think it's about 5.
Okay.
I think 5 or 6 miles. I think.
Well, if as the president of the region,
yeah.
shouldn't you kind of have this stuff at your fingertips?
Not yet. I'm
Okay.
still editing the website. It'll all be up there eventually.
What's
directions and everything? And,
do we know the website address?
yeah, it's convention.nmrabr.org.uk.
Convention.
We're very organized.
Convention. NMRA.
NMRA BR. So for British region. Then .org.uk.
Okay. And is there any link to it on the NMRA site?
On our British region site, there is. In fact, there might be one on the national site now, actually, because the guy did ask me. It's just been put on the calendar. It should be on the national site, but I don't know where that would be. Probably under regional conventions and regional conventions, I think.
Okay.
There'll probably be a link from there if he's put it up.
So where is everybody staying? What's the hotel then?
There's a hotel on site. So the convention center has an 80-room hotel on site. So we're going to be using that. And then there's a...
Does it have a name?
Well, it's just the Chartered Institute of Marketing. I think it's called Moor Hall. MOOR, then Hall, HALL. So Moor Hall is the actual building's name.
That's a hotel. That's a.
It's a hotel as well. Yeah.
Oh, it sounds all very.
It's run by the marketing. It's run by the Chartered Institute of Marketing. So they use it as a training venue for their marketing events and all the marketing training. But
really,
they have an 80-room sort of hotel.
It's like a school or something.
Yeah. So you can go there. So business people can go there and do training, training events and seminars and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's not far from the Moor Hall golf course.
Moor Hall golf course.
No, maybe I'm looking at. Maybe there's more than one.
Oh no, there's another Moor Hall. There's another. No, it's not that one.
Oh, okay.
The 2 Moor Halls. There's one. It's the one you're looking for is in Cookham. So Moor Hall, Cookham. You're looking at the Moor Hall Hotel and Spa. It's not that one. We definitely can't afford that one. That's up near Birmingham. That's up north. No, this is Moor Hall, Cookham. If you do a Google search for Moor Hall, Cookham, it'll come up.
All right. Oh, I see. The CIM Business Center.
Business Center. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
And it has a hotel there.
Yes.
And it's the Chartered Institute of Marketing.
Yep.
The CIM. Okay. Seems awfully confusing. Yeah. I think, I guess that's why Canada's run so bad, because we're still part of the British colony.
Yep.
It's all very confusing. Okay, so you're having it at the CIM Business Center, which has an 80-unit hotel. How much are the rooms going to be?
If I remember, I think it's about £85, which is what's £85 in
like $170 or something like that.
$108.
$108.
Wow. $108. Yeah.
Wow, it's worth flying or driving over there just for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Registration for the weekend is $22.
Is that all? $22.
That's not bad.
Registration.
$22 or 22 pounds.
$22. £18. So that's for the weekend for the convention registration. It's only 3 days. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, but that's dirt cheap, isn't it? As compared to conventions over here. What was the one you went to, Brad? The last one you went to, how much was it?
Thinking it was 90, I think, for the that was a 4-day one. But it's definitely more than 22.
How come the NMRA is cheaper in every other continent other than the United States? Like, it's dirt cheap compared to what it is in Canada. It's dirt cheap compared to what it is in British region. It's dirt cheap. In Australia, it's dirt cheap. Is it just? I wonder if it's just run really bad in the lower 48 or the whole 48.
I think in national, don't you get the printed magazine as part of your membership?
No.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but you
No,
opt out of it
yes.
now.
Well, you can.
Well,
It's an option. You
Yeah,
get
we
the
have to pay-
electronic
yeah.
version, but you can opt out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because we have to pay extra to get the printed version if we want it.
Yeah.
I
So
thought
that's
Everybody
why we
does.
don't.
You
That's
have to pay
why
extra.
we're cheaper.
I thought the dues went up $5 because it went digital.
The dues went up $5, and everybody got the digital version, which some people complained about. Blah blah blah. We
Mhm.
don't want it. Don't need it. And it has typical model roaders
Mhm.
don't want to do. But you can still opt to get a printed version or
Then-
opt out of. And if you want a printed version,
Mhm.
it's another like $40 a year.
Yeah, so it's like it's like 100 and some odd if you want a printed version. So just to face it,
I
Peter.
believe. Yeah.
Just face it, Peter. It's way cheaper in the British region.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Just
Definitely
face
accept
it.
that.
But just face it. Have you used that? It seems to me when you're talking about you're getting your layout running for the convention in Cookham Dean. Well, it's not in Cookham Dean. It's just in Cookham, but it's not in Cookham. It's in Maidenhead.
Yeah.
There's so many. I actually went to the post office one day and I had a package for you. And I went to my favorite post office because the lady's very understanding there, and she couldn't understand where it was going to. And I says, I don't know. That's what the guy. I've sent it there before, and it's
It's only 5 lines.
yeah, it's like
all.
Yeah.
it's the
We've
little
got a house name,
it's
and the road
little,
name, then the
it's
village.
the little cottage on the road
Yeah.
by the turkey
And
farm.
in this
Yeah.
in this
that's about right.
village, which is in this in this county and in the country. It's quite simple. Only 5 lines of address.
Yeah, 5 lines of address. What's the name of the road that you live on?
Grubwood.
Grubwood?
Grubwood.
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 That sounds pleasant.
Grubwood Lane.
Yeah, and Grubwood Lane, of course. And does the house have numbers, or is it because it's some sort of cottage or something? It says.
They've all got names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a
It's because
disaster!
we're too posh to have numbers. Come on, really. We'll have names.
Well, I would have thought.
Delivery
of it.
people hate us.
Yeah, I'll bet they do. I'll bet.
Actually, mind you, they don't mind us. It's the rest of the road they hate because our postcode, like the Canadian postcodes, our postcode is just for our 2 houses. The house, us and our neighbour. The rest of the postcode is for the rest of the road. So we've got our own postcode just for our house. So this is great. So that it goes straight to our house. You can't miss it.
This is very confusing.
No, is that the neighbor adjoining built on
Adjoining us.
your house?
Yeah, adjoining us,
right
yeah.
next, right built
So-
in. Not
yeah, so Bruce
not
has
up,
been,
not
Bruce
up
has
the
been to
little
our house.
spur line.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not up the
Yeah,
little
so
spur
Bruce has
line
been to our house,
behind. Yes.
Yeah, we've got a little dirt track that goes up the side of our house
Yes.
and goes to 3 other
Yeah.
houses.
Okay,
And
so
they've
they
got
have
the
a
same
different
postcode. They've got the
Oh.
same postcode as the rest of the road, which has got another,
Yeah.
I don't know, 50 houses. Yeah, but
Right.
our house and the one joined onto us have got a separate postcode,
Nice.
so you can't miss us. It's easy.
Yeah. I've blown
Yeah.
past your place 3 times trying to find it. All right. So you were going to do some sort of there's some sort of automated way of running your layout, and we had talked about that about years ago.
Yeah.
Are you
Yes,
still
yeah.
onto that?
So, yeah, I haven't got to the stage of implementing that yet. I mean, I've got it running just to test, but it's using Railroad and Co., which is the that German software.
Okay, you got to say it. You got to say it slower.
Railroad and Co.
Railroad.
So Railroad and Company. Railroad and Company.
Okay.
So it's a German company, with German software, and that's going to be automating the metro service on my railroad.
Right.
Well, that's the plan anyway. So it'll be automated.
So you'll be able to-
it's
you'll
running
be
from
able-
Chicago.
You'll be able to have operating sessions by yourself.
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea is that the passenger trains will run automatically, and then the freight trains will be run by operators, sort of humans. That's the whole idea. But it depends whether it'll work with the signal system properly. I might have to use JMRI for the automation instead of Railroad and Co. But I'll see.
Why do you say
Because
say and co? Nobody.
That's what it's called.
I understand that. I'm on the page now. It says "Welcome to Railroad and
Yeah.
Co." But nobody understands that because everybody talks too fast. You should say railroad. It's free-walled software. It looks like this. it's getting bigger and bigger because the website is getting fancier and fancier as they go along here.
Yeah.
Is it pretty
Well, we
popular in
pay
Europe?
enough.
Is it pretty popular in Europe?
Very popular in Europe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very expensive, so that's why the website looks like it does.
Okay.
Yeah, very expensive. But the
Well, you live in a posh,
it's very
posh-
very popular in Europe.
But you live in a posh area anyway, so.
Yeah, but he hates the British. Since we left Europe, since he left Europe, he refuses to sell directly to us. We got to buy his software through a third party.
Oh, really?
He just refuses to deal with us. Yeah, it's just
Well.
strange person, but yeah, good software. But yeah, he's not known for his customer service. Put it that way.
All right, I'll put in Canada. All right, so for Canadian, so Train Controller Gold version is $700.
That's the top one.
Yeah, it's
I've got the
$700.
silver version.
Yeah, so the silver version's $474, which isn't much more.
So it's
than
not cheap.
Well, yeah, but it's also not much more than the price of a locomotive.
Yeah, but then bear in mind that if you're on version 8 and he brings out version 9, you've got to pay an upgrade price to get version 9. It's not a free upgrade.
Okay.
And that'll be another, I don't know, $200-$300 for the upgrade.
Okay.
So every time he does a major major update, you've got to pay extra.
Well, now
it
you
costs
just
a lot of money
now you
all the time.
it says silver version 10.0 upgrade from silver 9 is $89.
Not for us in the UK, it isn't. It's a lot more than that, I can tell you that.
Well, maybe you should quit alienating everybody.
Well, yeah.
All right.
That's what happens when people get to decide what they want to do.
What are you drinking there, Peter?
A Spanish Rioja, 2020 vintage Rioja. Very nice.
Rioja.
It's a red wine for those who don't know wine. Nice red wine. Spanish red wine.
I was about to ask Lauren. No, actually, I was about to ask Scooter what that or whatever Spanish Rioja was.
From what I can gather,
idea.
it's a type of wine.
What did you say, Bruce?
So it's not a Volkswagen car.
Hey, Brad.
From what I gather, it's a type of wine.
Yeah, I know. We heard you but it goes. From what I gather, it's a type of wine.
That's just how I talk.
Oh, is that how you talk? Oh, okay. All right, Peter, we're gonna move on. We're already over our time. I thought because we would include Rapido trains. Nothing. Blank.
Is he on mute?
Sorry, I hit mute. Your fast track to model railroading fun.
Rapido trains, your fast track to model railroading fun.
It sounded great on my end. And the reason was the dogs are getting ready to go for a walk, and there was a lot of yapping by the little one, so I muted it so you didn't have to hear the little dog yapping.
This downward slope's going to go fast, Lionel. I'm telling you, this downward slope's going to go fast.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Holy, 10 years it took us to get this good.
Yeah. Holy cow.
Yeah. I can only imagine what it's going to be like at the 20th anniversary.
It's been a hell of a learning curve.
Yeah, that's right. It's a steep learning curve to get we got a steep learning curve to get anywhere near marginally adequate. Okay, Lauren, let's go over to you because you got all kinds of stuff going on, and it's the first day of 2024, and you just got a bazillion things on the go. So,
Well, today I'm running around frantically in Disney with my daughter and my wife because we surprised Isabel. Yesterday we got on the plane and we surprised her with a trip to Orlando.
what hotel are you staying in?
We're at the Coronado on Lake Boniva, and then we're going to be moving over Wednesday to Cocoa Beach. That's right. Otter Valley will be at Cocoa Beach, RPM, for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we fly back on Sunday.
Oh, I get it. I understand what's happening here now. You are pretty sharp. You know what? I wish the table master was like you.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he knows how to write off personal trips too. He's smart. He's just as smart as me, if not smarter. he deducts that jet. He's clearly smarter than I am.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, but it took me a while to realize, to get all the logistics of the fact that it's New Year's Day and you're already down there in Florida, and you stopped all your Disney World activities to come and be on this podcast. I really appreciate that, Lauren.
Well, thank you, Lionel.
Yeah. So what's new? Have you got any New Year's resolutions?
Take it one day at a time.
That's a good New Year's resolution.
I spent a lot of 23 thinking about next 3 months, next 6 months, next year, next 5 years. 23 was a big year for reflection for me. The market slowed down a bit, so I need to check my thought process. I think Uncle Lionel's advice of keeping it simple, stupid is what should be my approach in 24. So that's what I'm thinking about. And obviously planning for Springfield, and then either going to Calgary or going to Long Beach.
When do you think Calgary? For those who don't know, they have that's probably the biggest
super train.
It's probably the biggest train show in Canada, isn't it?
It is.
We used to have a great one in Toronto, and that just died away. It was a great show. It was one of my highlights.
There's nothing in Toronto.
I know
there's nothing in Toronto now.
You should get something going in Toronto.
Yeah, I'm not a Toronto person, so no. I'm quite content with our awesome OVR manufacturer pop-up every September, and that's right, there will be a 4th show in 2024.
There was not
look at him slide all the plugs for OVR.
Yeah, I know. He should be a NASCAR driver. Getting all those plugs in. So, but last year's OVR, there was no cannon, there was no bouncy castle, there was no trampoline. All those things that we talked about for hours and hours and hours never occurred.
Regulations.
But he did have Walter.
Permits, though. Regulations and permits, though, Lionel.
That's true. He had Walter Ostenak, which was pretty cool. Did you not think about the regulations and permits before you started promoting it? Or is it more like...
No, it's usually I go with the smoke show and then give them less. That's my thought process.
So what are your plans for the store for 2024?
Probably just do, like I said, every day. My store manager, she's going off on maternity leave in April, so that's a little bit scary. So we got to backfill a couple new positions, and then just kind of, we have some announcements for Springfield. We have some rivals planned in 24 for stuff we have announced. So our caboose, as well as 2 other cars in design, and then plan for the manufacturer event, and then we'll see how Calgary is, and then I'll make a determination if the family and I are going to go out to LA for August.
When's the big super train show in Calgary, Alberta?
I want to say it's April the 13th.
Okay, you can say that.
Mid-April.
Mid-April. And when did you go to the Rocky Mountain Train Show this year?
I did Rocky Mountain in 23. We're going to skip Rocky Mountain in 24, and then we're going to come back to it in 25.
Okay. You got quite the schedule going there.
Super Train, Calgary, 2024, April 20th and 21st.
Huh. That was a week ahead.
So it's after my...
So we have that. And then Train Fest in November. I'm excited to do Train Fest. It's now 24 is the year for Train Fest because it's an every other year show.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of silly.
What happened to it? What happened to it? There was a lot of infighting or something that killed it, wasn't it?
Combat took it over.
Oh, did they just take it over altogether?
Yeah, it's an every other. So
I think it was the Wise division was putting it on, and they had some, like say, they had some internal issues and dropped the show because they couldn't agree on what to do.
Right. Yeah, I think Mike Slater was in charge and he couldn't figure it out or something like that. Okay, so then you're going to go to Train Fest this fall then?
Yep.
I'd be interested to see what it's like. When was the last time they had Train Fest? Did they have it they didn't have it in 2022, did they?
They had it in 22 and they skipped 23.
Okay. Did you go to 22?
I did not go in 22.
Did anybody here go to Train Fest in 22? Does anybody have any idea if it was any good or not?
I heard it was decent, but I just couldn't make it work because I had nothing in the pipeline yet.
All right. Okay. Yeah, you and your pipeline. You could. It's all about you flogging those. So, what cars do you hope to do in 2024?
I hope to have delivered the Point St. Charles CN transfer caboose. We're showing our early design 3D at Springfield, and we have a couple revision meetings in February, and then tooling starts in March.
You're not stepping on Rapido's toes with all these cars, are you?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah. I hope you don't get blackballed from the show from the big guy.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I hear there's other podcasts asking for a friend, but no, I'm on this podcast.
oh,
Yeah,
Ouch.
but in fairness to them, they're done much better than ours. If anybody listens to this, they'll realize that then all the other. But you know what I think? I think the Ken Patterson What's Neat this week. I think it's the video version of our show. I think that's the one you want. If you ever think to yourself, I wonder what this AML podcast would be like in person or on YouTube. Just go watch the Ken show. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much.
Well, I was a guest in 23 on his show.
I know exactly. I think I've been a guest about 4 or 5 times, and he always expects me to be funny, and I'm like, well, funny how? Funny how? What do you mean funny? Funny how? All right. So what else?
Want to hear a funny story?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I'll let you be the judge.
Okay.
You can tell me if it's funny or not. Lauren might get a kick out of this because it's, So quite literally a week before OVR announced they were doing the transfer van, I spent the money and bought an Overland. And it's beautiful. But it's just an Overland.
Right.
And then OVR announced their van, which is significantly cheaper than what I paid for mine. So now I'm kind of sitting here thinking, going, maybe not the smartest idea.
I don't know. I have 3 Overlands too, George. So.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Do they even
fair enough.
Do they even make them anymore?
No.
Oh no.
Mine I picked up in the first 6 months of the pandemic. We picked up 5 estates, which was the thing to do the first 6 months of the pandemic was buy estates that are good and clean and buy as much inventory as possible. Now that's not the magic formula. And there was 2 in there unpainted. I took the 2 out of there occasionally I'll just take a couple samples out of estates that I need items. And I took 2 and got Dave Browning, who is a former Overland painter, a contract painter in Canada, and he painted 2 of them up for me. And I did 2 numbers that were Niagara, Southern Ontario assigned units. But there currently is a couple still active on the CN system, so it's kind of cool. There was a video last week on Railstream of one going through the Wapasaka Cam. Does that sound right to you, George?
Yeah, somewhere in Wisconsin, I think.
Yeah, and it was on the end with a caboose, and the transfer van was going to Homewood for some rebuild.
I saw that. I was like, where did this come from?
That came from Winnipeg. Came from Winnipeg.
It must have, yeah.
Yeah, Winnipeg. So we have that. No moving of OVR. OVR will still be in Tillsonburg in 24. I'm not moving the company. Hopefully my new website will be done in 24. God help me.
Brad, can you take a?
Oh,
note?
how are the?
Brad, can you take
and maybe a scanner at the front.
Hey, Brad, can you take a note for me for future reference?
Certainly, I'll do that. Yes.
Don't ever allow George and Lauren on the show at the same time. Ultimately, they will start talking Canadian railroading and Canadian this and Canadian that, and it's kind of like they fail to understand that the show is worldwide.
Okay, that note has been entered into the log.
I appreciate.
Remember, George, we have listeners in France, Cuba, Chile, Paraguay. What other exotic nations has Lionel reached?
Pretty much all of them.
South Africa.
South Africa,
yes.
Yeah.
A little island.
Vietnam.
How's the
Vietnam,
proto throttle sales been going, Lauren?
How's that?
How have the proto throttle sales been going?
Oh yeah, we got the pink one. So OVR has 2 custom colors. Now, obviously, I have to give a shout out to Lionel because he brokered the deal a year ago. I'm the only Iowa Scale Engineering dealer in Canada. So we have a pink one and we have a gold one, and the pink's pretty well sold out.
How many did you get in?
Gold I got 12 and pink I got 6.
And almost six people bought the pink one. That's got to be the ugliest looking thing going.
What's your problem with pink, Lionel?
Oh, it just doesn't seem like it just doesn't seem like an ideal color for a throttle that's supposed to emulate real world railroading.
Well, pink isn't ideal color for a well car either, and yet here we are.
That's true.
There you go.
Yeah.
I rest my case. All right. So just don't get carried away with manufacturing these cars. You don't want to be getting ahead of yourself. I say you bring it.
No, you're right, Lionel. You're right. I did 3 cars in 23, and for our second year of making cars in 22, we announced them and tooled all of them. In 23, we delivered 3 cars, which, when you think about it, that's a 40-foot C-can worth of product on top of the retail shop. It was a stressful year. It was hard. It was heavy. Sometimes I was stressed out. Sometimes Andrew and I were fighting about, what's we're doing with this or paint schemes. Him and I decided to take a more calmer approach and kind of let the customer and the market come to us. Obviously, we still have our whiteboard. Obviously, we still have stuff that we have scheduled in our pipeline, but it's fluid. And I think when you make stuff rigid and firm, you force yourselves into unneeded production. You force yourselves into maybe timely or costly errors. And it also doesn't give. One thing I learned was reaching out to the right people before you finalize items is really important, especially if you're missing a decal set or a data set, or you're a touch off on the Pantone colors or whatever the case may be. And then obviously I've added a couple of dealers to our dealer network of selling the OVR cars, which I have found to be very beneficial. Midwest is now one of our dealers, and it just helps recognize the brand in regions of the United States that can't reach. And it's been good. And as George mentioned with the breast cancer, we even did 2 special cars. We did a OVR Trains anniversary car, which were almost sold out, and then we did a Izzy car for my mom who passed away in 2017 with breast cancer, and a portion of the proceeds go to Canadian breast cancer research. So
there you go.
I still do the good cause stuff, and
It took me. I should get a piece of that Midwest deal, because it took me a lot of hours, sleepless nights, to get that deal finally going.
You go talk to App. You go talk to
Diplomat
App.
for the ages.
He'll probably put you under the term other.
Misk.
Yeah. All right, Brad. What's your plans for 2024? Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
No, not really any resolutions. Got a lot of big plans, though, right off this month in January. We'll be at the Carnegie Science Center the second weekend, and for the Locomotion Weekend that the Iron City N Scale sets up it every year.
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. I know you'll get to like it if you give it a chance now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. My little baby sister can do it with ease. It's easy.
The Carnegie Science Center is in downtown Pittsburgh, on the north shore of Pittsburgh, right by Acrisure Stadium, formerly Heinz Field.
It's not as easy to say or spell as Rapido Trains.
Your fast track to model railroading fun.
If it's N, if it's H-O, the fast track is Rapido.
Okay, but aside from all the wheelings and dealings going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers, what's your plans for this year besides going to the Carnegie Center in 2 weeks? You'll still have 50 weeks left in the year to fill.
Yeah, 2 weeks after that, I will be joining you fine folks in Springfield for the first time. It'll be my first time ever there.
Yeah, I think our tables have moved. I'm not sure you'll be able to find us.
Well, I've already made arrangements to sit out in the parking lot by that steam engine to try to keep warm. So,
all right, okay.
I haven't looked at the map yet anyway, so you probably don't even have to move, and I won't be able to find it. But after that, the big plans for the home layout here, I want to try to have. I usually try to do the big projects like over summer when I'm off work. So for the summertime, the goal is going to be on the part of the layout that is presently constructed to have a working signal and detection system, hopefully by the middle of summer. And then that leads into another rabbit hole that I'm going down with. I'm looking into this new layout command control stuff. I've had a couple discussions with Bruce about it, and I'm just checking to see if that might not be a better way to do signaling than what my current plan is. So that's the big plan for my home layout. We'll have a couple other events with the Iron. Sorry about that. My microphone just. We'll have a couple other big events with the Iron City guys in the summer and early fall.
Oh, yeah, like
And,
what kind of big events are you going to have with them?
We'll have a Greenberg show. That's either in July or August. And then in September is the big Altoona N-Scale show that we'll be doing.
I thought the Iron City N-Scale guys were going to set up at TomStock.
Yep, I was getting to that.
You were not. You completely forgot. Because you didn't. You don't know when the other. Because you don't know when the other show is.
What other show?
Well, you just said you're going to go to some Greenberg show or something in July or August.
Oh, it won't be during. I know it's definitely not during TomStock. That's on the Iron City calendar for sure.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you said there. What was that you said? Or maybe
I said
It's like someone's talking, but they're getting farther away from the microphone. I can't really hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
I will definitely be at TomStock too.
Okay,
As will
all right.
some of the other guys.
This has turned into an epic show, a full-size show. I can't believe it.
And not just for the dinner at Shady Maple. I'll be there for the entire thing until I get kicked out.
Okay. Were you going to say something, George?
Well, seeing as this is a show sponsored by our friends at Rapido Trains, in case anyone hadn't heard, excellent news for N-Scalers. Rapido's doing the RDCs in N-Scale with lots of U.S. roads announced in the release.
Oh, really?
Conditional.
Yes.
Conditional.
It's conditional, yeah, but I imagine that I imagine hopefully a little. Well, I mean, I guess N-Scale being N-Scale, but hopefully they can move lots.
I'm hoping so too, George. I only had 2 emails so far of people asking for the bottles, so I was kind of like.
Well, Brad will order one.
Brad's getting.
Yeah,
12.
I saw the that release just today on the internet, so they do look very nice.
Would you get one, Peter?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I'm looking at maybe getting one as a heritage fleet one possibly.
Right.
So yes, I will possibly look into that.
Yeah.
I only saw the video last week, so I must have a look at the website and just look into it in more detail.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. These are mostly like earlier as delivered paint schemes, just for in case anyone's wondering and hasn't seen it. So maybe not this run for some people, but
be interesting.
They're out there.
It'd be interesting to see how well it ran.
I'm sure it will run.
They got to make this run go to get a second run, boys.
Yeah, I know. Well,
they need to get this run going to pay for the Metra units they need to bring out. Because they've got this lovely Metra units in HO scale, and I'd like a whole fleet in N scale. It'd be very lovely.
Yeah, well, this is the time for
F40 PHM-2s?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's the time for N-Scalers to put their money where their mouth is. They want. They're always complaining nobody does anything in N-Scale. Well, here's a chance. You want an RDC in N-Scale? Let Rapido know, and hopefully there's enough of you who want them.
I feel like an RDC.
I'm sure they'll do well in N-Scale.
I'm sure. I feel like an RDC is something everybody should have.
Yeah.
Whether you need one or not, they're just cool to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm just going to get one just for the sake of it.
On a more sad note with RDCs.
Could everybody talk at the same time? please. I'm begging.
We can try that. Do you want to do it
Yeah,
now?
we'll talk right now.
Everybody just
Yeah,
talk right
yeah,
now. How
yeah,
about
yeah,
Peter?
yeah,
Peter,
yeah.
talk
By the
about
way.
Brad. Brad, we can't tell. Brad with his microphone's all over.
Yeah.
I want
hello.
freight cars.
Bruce, have you got any New Year's resolutions?
My first one is to get Brad's microphone fixed. But
I appreciate that. I'm begging you. I'm begging you, buddy.
Yeah, please. We'll call the technical support team tomorrow and get him down there.
Yeah.
There'll be a knock on your door at 5 a.m, Brad. So
Yeah.
You think?
no,
you think
well,
they can get all the way down in the crater by then?
oh, I'm sure they'll airdrop in. It's a special
Imagine.
service. They'll airdrop
Right.
in right to you, man.
All right, sounds good.
Well, coming up on January 10th on your NMRA.org website, there should be some candidate statements for the 2024 elections, of which I am running for at-large North American director. So by then you can read what I think I can do, and elections will, I think they close the beginning of March of 2024. So I was asked by Gordy to consider it, and I talked along with Martin Jenkins about what directorship means and involved. And after that, threw my hat in the ring, so to speak. So we'll see what happens.
I think Marty thinks that directorship means drinking beer.
Maybe not. Maybe in Australia. I don't know.
I think that's his interpretation of it, anyways. I think you'd
Yeah.
make a great director at large. But will you still be able to be the mail boy, though? Would that be a conflict of
Absolutely.
interest? Okay.
No,
Oh.
because I would not be discussing NMRA stuff unless it was something important I thought I could bring to the members' attention. So,
Oh.
but there's some things I think can be done to improve the NMRA, and they're working hard to make it a better organization for all. So we'll see what happens. I will gladly do whatever they toss my way.
Yeah, that'd be great. All right, let's take a straw poll, see if you have any chance. I'd vote for you. Brad?
Definitely would vote for him. Yes.
Peter?
Oh, for sure. I mean, the AML's got a strong showing the leadership at the moment. So
I know.
yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
but unfortunately, Peter can't vote for me. But thank you for the
No.
support.
But you've got my vocal support.
Yeah, Woody.
There you go.
That's right. He'll be
Yeah.
talking about it. Yeah. When he's in Springfield, he'll be pushing it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
How about you, Scooter?
Most definitely.
Okay. George?
Of course,
Do you belong to the NMRA?
I do.
Okay. Lauren?
Not a boy.
Lauren?
I would, Lionel, if the NMRA Canada could find my membership card. I'm still on the missing list.
Oh, really?
I'm not joking, boys. I'm still on the
Oh,
missing
man.
list, and they were at my event. They still can't find my master number, and I'm like, can I just pay you guys? So I will force my vote down their throat. Don't worry, Bruce. I got you.
So you must have a receipt or a credit card statement or something like that, don't you, from when you paid?
They sent me an invoice, but then the invoice didn't match my number, and then they lost my original registry when I back started. So I asked the secretary, hey, either give me my old number or bring it current, because I had some achievements in the old one, and I want to have that go with my new profile.
Right.
I don't want to start over from scratch now.
No, I don't blame you. Yeah, but so are you a member or you're not a member?
I'll get it fixed before the vote.
All right, get it fixed before the vote.
When's the vote, Bruce?
I believe the voting closes at the beginning of March.
I got lots of time then.
When does
Have a word with Gordy. Gordy will sort it for you. Just contact Gordy. He'll do it.
The only problem is NMRA Canada is a different beast, and they kind of work on their own schedule and things. So it,
I think we touched about this 4 times.
But surely
Although
National's got the number. National have his
National
original
should be
number.
able to find it. Yeah, National.
Yeah, they'll have his original number. Yeah, well, assuming Canada passed it over to them when he first joined. And if they didn't, then they won't have it.
Well, see, he may be young enough that there was an NMRA Canada when he joined.
I joined NMRA Canada.
So there was an NMRA Canada when you joined. All right.
There was.
I'm going to make somebody mad, or probably I'm just going to make them madder. But as long as I'm on this planet, I do not understand what the NMRA Canada is. I don't understand it. I don't understand why it was started. I don't understand anything about it. It confuses me. Somehow I'm a member of the NMRA through Canada, but I pay a lot less and get the same benefits. Makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's very confusing. All right. I got one New Year's resolution that I think I should make public. And it involves Scooter. And are you there, Scooter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. My New Year's resolution is to not pick on Scooter as much as I have in the past.
Thank you, Lionel.
Yeah. Now, the only caveat to that is for about the last... What are you laughing at?
Sorry.
I'm not laughing. I'm taking this serious.
I know you are, and I'm just going to explain to you something. The only caveat to that is that for the last... we got to be talking 30, 40 years. My New Year's resolution is to lose weight. Yeah. So,
all right. It was good to hear.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I care about.
But this could be the year. You never know. I wouldn't count on it.
That you lose weight or
stop if I lose weight, I'll be able to stop picking on you because that means I'm holding my New Year's resolution. But as of today, I just finished an Aero bar, one of my favorite chocolate bars. And,
well, they got lots of air in them, so it's like low cal.
Yeah, and I'm gonna for dessert tonight.
It's only half the chocolate.
Yeah, and for dessert tonight, I'm having a couple of cinnamon buns. So far, as we're closing in on about 18 hours since the new year, it's not
looking good.
No.
All right. Well, at least we know.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, I don't want
that's all that matters.
Yeah, and I mean the thought is there.
Yeah.
That's what counts.
All I care about.
As long as the thought is there.
Yeah, that's what counts. Yeah, exactly. Did we ask everybody about their New Year's resolutions? Do you have a New Year's resolution, Bruce?
I, for as long as I can remember, not made New Year's resolution because it's I'll do that, and it's all BS. Nobody keeps resolutions,
no.
I avoid that nonsense and continue living as it is and do what I want to do, and because I know within like 16 hours it'd be geez, I made that. Oh well, next year, you know. So
well,
it's just a load of crap in my opinion, but that's me.
Okay, well, and I understand that, but you have to understand that every year when I make a resolution, I honestly think that I'm going to try to keep it. Never happens.
Yeah,
of course. It never happens, of course. But
well, see, I don't make resolutions, so I don't have that pressure.
That's the problem. It's the pressure that gets to you.
It's a stress-free life. I don't need to live up to some false idea I proclaimed, and everybody's giving me the evil eye. And said, "You said you'd." Yeah, well, that's not right. You didn't. Well.
Well, I'm really going to try to stick to this one where I don't pick on Brad. I mean, that muttonhead.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Yeah.
I was not picking on Brad either. Wow, that's two.
Oh, yeah.
Brad and Scott. Wow.
I meant Scott, but you've been...
Now you're under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, now you've been sucked into the... But, of course, those two guys together...
there's the exciting headache number 203.
Yeah.
It might be that you need protection. From Brad and Scott.
Yeah, a guy who hammers nails with a folding chair, and another guy who can't get his microphone, who had a perfect microphone and now has ruined it and can't get it to work. Yeah.
Don't underestimate, Lionel.
Okay, I'll try not to. It's pretty hard to. It's pretty hard not to. Then. Well, gentlemen, I wish all of you a great new year, and I think it's going to be another exciting year on the old AML Nation, and we'll have lots of fun, and we'll get it all kicked off at Springfield. That'll be our first quality time together.
Yep.
And that
Springfield,
Fellowship,
TomStock.
fellowship.
And what's the key thing to remember at Springfield, Brad?
Stay outside.
No, I don't like to.
Lionel's always right. Lionel's always right.
I don't like to buy meals.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep that. You know, yeah,
All
everybody but George is coming. I'll get George.
Yeah.
I'll get George to buy me a meal somewhere else.
Sure, remotely.
Yeah, remotely. Well, I could come and visit you, couldn't I?
Of course you could.
Okay. Yeah, you could join. I could be invited to one of yours and Josh's day trips.
Sure, we haven't taken one this year, but
No,
Go back to Montreal for smoked meat sandwiches.
But the year is only basically, for whenever you're listening to this, for us, it's only a few hours long. So I'm not surprised you haven't done one this year yet.
true.
I
I was gonna say there's one more important rule for Springfield you guys got to remember, and this is one of, if not the most important rules I would live by.
What's that?
Everything is for sale for the right price.
That's true, including Scooter.
Actually, the golden rule should no. That's not fair, Lionel. The golden rule should be we should thank Scott for the marvelous job he will do with the pizza party. So I'm thanking you beforehand. Thank you, Scott.
No, you're very
Thanks,
welcome.
Scott.
It's going to be a blast. I'm totally excited.
Get more chicken wings this year.
This will
Will
be
do.
this will be your third year of driving my car through the show without hitting anything.
Yeah. That is spectacular. You think about it.
Oh yeah, at the speed.
We need more video cameras this year. I think we'll have more.
Yeah.
Last year, poor hard part, he was dodging us. He couldn't take them. he would try to take a video and then we'd almost run over him. So I feel we need more videos.
Yeah,
I'll be there with one.
Has anybody seen that scene from Ferrari where Shelby is driving the president of Ford in the new race car that they built?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
That's me in the passenger seat when Scott's driving my car.
No,
He never
I had to figure more for the. I had you guys figure more for the Blues Brothers driving through the mall.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think that would make it great. Can you imagine if the Blue Brothers? That's a great thing, but man, we should make a video someday. Just get a whole bunch of old layouts and old stuff and set it up to make it look like a train show.
Yeah.
the name on the shirt should tell you I was born for this, Scooter. Hit it.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be absolutely amazing video.
All right, that's it. Hey, Brad,
Yes.
can you give out our email address?
Yes, I can. I just hope everyone will be able to hear it.
What?
If you would like to send us an email,
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. No,
What?
we can't. Well, yeah, what? We can't hear you.
Pronunciate.
Yeah, pronunciate. We can't hear you. It's so muffled.
Maybe somebody else should do it then. I don't know what's going on with my microphone.
Oh my God, Brad, they're messing with you.
We're working you over.
If you give us a hint, if you're gonna,
You think he know by now, right?
yeah, if you're just gonna lead us in with, I hope everybody can hear our microphone. Like within 5 seconds, people are gonna be going, we can't hear you.
Brad, if you serve up a meatball, we're gonna crush it every time.
You know what?
That's it.
You know what? A better way
I still suspect that Lionel's remotely taking control of my microphone and turning the volume up and down on it.
I doubt
Lionel?
he hates computers. I
don't love computers enough to do that. You know, I just thought of, if Dumb and Dumber, the movie Dumb and Dumber, was an audio podcast, this would be it.
Here it is. So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
Can we all meet at Aspen?
Yeah. We'll all meet at Aspen. Okay, Brad. No kidding around. Go ahead and do it.
All right. If you'd like to send us an email, either with praise or constructive criticism, you can do so at modelerslife@gmail.com. That's modeler with one L, like Lister, not two L's, like Nipponos Valley.
Nipponos Valley. What's Nipponos Valley?
That used to be the name of the valley I lived in until it became Crater.
Well, maybe that's what happened to your microphone. It got cratered.
Could be it. Yes, could be it.
More likely singed.
And if you love,
radioactive fallout from the comet.
Yeah, and if you love this podcast and you like twice as much podcasting every week, you can just click on the Patreon link on our website, amodelerslife.com, and click on that link, and boom, you'll be taken to the Patreon page, and just for a few cents a day, you can have twice as much podcasting fun every week. And also, while you're on the website, if you click on a picture and you didn't catch the email address because Brad's microphone was fading in and out, you can just click on the picture of the moderately agitated mailboy, and it will automatically give you the email address. Oh, hey.
What?
Yes.
George, have you ever wanted a T-shirt with a banana on it? A hot dog.
That's all I've ever wanted is a t-shirt with a banana on it.
How about a hot dog? There's like
This is
10
ketchup?
10 years, and this is the best we can do. This is pathetic. If there was some sort of grading for this, we would be like D- at best.
Hey, Lionel, I got a question. Where did the banana come from?
Oh, it's from, I was talking to Riley Triggs a couple of years ago now, and we got onto this whole thing about bananas were being shipped into, that was part of his railroad plan into the New York harbor. And then we got into a discussion about when bananas are best to eat. And I said, I like them, fairly firm. So just as they're starting to turn yellow. And then him and I have been trading banana stuff back and forth over the years. And so somehow or other, it just got stuck in my head. And I can't get it out, obviously.
I can't get it out of my head either because you know why. That boat I had.
Yeah, exactly. The banana boat.
Yep.
That boat you were putting in the water the other day, that 14-footer, that was a sweet ride, buddy. I love the Evan. That 15.
I like what's his name? The sock.
The what? The sock. Oh yeah, he was. He's been crewing your boat for a while now. Fred.
Yeah, I see
Fred
that.
the sock.
Fred. That's right. I couldn't think of the name fast enough. Oh, Fred. Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I think we've covered. So, George, would you like a?
No. We never got. T-shirt. Yes. Okay. Continue on the T-shirt. Yes.
Yeah. Would you like a T-shirt with a hot dog on it?
Absolutely, I would.
If you go to Midwest Model Railroad and your URL is midwestmodelrr.com, and he upset Shane Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Atwell upset Shane Wilson.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So now we got to smooth that. Now we got to smooth that over.
Well, that's what we do.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we do. We smooth over.
Yeah, we're the smoothers.
We're the smoothers. And you go across the menu bar to other, and the drop down menu is the AML shop, and in there you can find a T-shirt with a hot dog on it, amongst many other things: hats, hoodies, T-shirts, whatever you possibly could use of your AML merchandise. Is that it, Bruce?
Did you know?
Do I know?
I'm looking at the shirt right now.
There you go. That's how easy.
Wow, cool.
That's how
easy it is to find.
That's how easy it is to find. It's just that easy. Is that it, Bruce?
Speaking of ordering, there's a lot of chatter just recently on the fans' Facebook page about how the fit is of the AML T-shirts, and it was all generally agreed they fit nicely. Like an XL fits like an XL should fit.
Well, there you go. Skin tight.
Yes,
that's the way we like them.
Yeah. That's it. Is that it, Bruce?
I believe. I think so.
All right.
We've done Patreon. We've done the website. We've done NMRA. Yeah, we're about there.
Do you have a New Year's resolution, Scott?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What is it?
I thought I told you I'm going to work on my layout more.
Oh, okay. Those are your plans. I guess that is your resolution. Yeah. Yeah. But you got all that other stuff you got to build.
Yeah. And I'll get it done.
No, you won't. You haven't. You said you were going to have Brad's station, but done in a week, and it's been a week now, and nothing's happened.
Yeah, but I decided to do this stuff that needs to be done by the end of next month first. And,
Oh, okay. Yeah, push
you know how
Brad's
that
stuff.
worked.
Yeah, push Brad's stuff aside.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Scott, I have a project I would appreciate your consultation on.
Anytime, George. Anytime.
Well, I might be.
Thanks, buddy.
I might be able to help.
Yeah, sure. If you want to be in on the conversation.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
sure he could.
All right, Peter. Because you're not here that often, we're gonna have you take us out of here. Are you ready?
Okay, yes. Go for it.
All right. So remember, a Modeler's Life podcast is considered marginally adequate by 6 out of 10
British region presidents who are visiting Springfield.
It's another Lincoln Homer.